wanted to chat with you. The movie was so good, and I feel like it really stuck with me. Like, I kept thinking about it for days afterward. Bless you, by the way.
Sorry about that.
But I'm curious, you were both spending so much time filming it. How did being part of Uglies change you?
I made some really great friends, Joe included, and so that has filled my life in such a beautiful way. I also do think that, in order to get into character for Shay as someone who's challenging these standards and ideals of this dystopian world, I kind of had to get into that mindset and think about even my world. Why do I do certain things? Is it because I want to, or it's because I'm being told I'm supposed to? Mm-hmm. And I think I've become, in a way, a little bit more critical about the choices I make and the things I do, and making sure that it's what I want and is coming from me, first and foremost.
Similarly, I think I made so many great friends on this project, and I think it's just it took such a long time for this to get made and for it to come out. And I think, I changed so much as a person throughout that time period, and to have this be kind of the constant of my life, the last several years, is such a cool, beautiful thing. And so, I guess I've changed a lot through the journey of making this, which is interesting and cool to me, I guess. Yeah, I don't know.
For sure. One part that was just kind of shocking was when there were the mock-ups of your character's pretty self, and it reminded me so much of an experience that a lot of us have with Instagram filters and TikTok filters, and just that, I think the film perfectly captured that moment when it snaps back to just the real you and what you look like.
It's so funny, our yassification just turned up all the way.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's kind of your take on anyone being able to see this app's design of their filtered self, and why do we keep doing that? Why do we keep using them?
I mean, I understand why people use them or would try them, because I've tried them, and because out of curiosity, right? And it's interesting that when you look at yourself without the filter first, you're like, oh, hey, look, this is my face. Yeah. And then you put the filter on and you're like, oh my God, this looks great. Yeah. And then you turn it off, and that actually your normal face, all of a sudden you don't recognize it. Yeah. It looks worse compared to what you saw in the filter, quote unquote worse. And so I think in that way it can be kind of harmful. And I think that although it's fun and people should do whatever they want with Facetune and little tweakments, but at the end of the day, it's a choice, and I think that you should try to know yourself and know what is harmful for you. I take breaks from social media because I find that it can be harmful for me in comparison, and so just really listening to yourself and what you need or don't need is really important.
And highlighting the fact that, like you said, it is a choice, and the difference between which it's still not great to have all that stuff available to you to show you your deepest insecurities and everything, but it's still our choice to be able to do it, where in this world that we're talking about, there is no choice. It's just you'd have to do it.
Right.
And that's
I know this place.
Welcome to the smoke.
There's also this part in Uglies where both of your characters are living in the smoke, which for anyone who hasn't seen it yet is almost this counter society where things are traded instead of money. And I'm just curious, if you guys lived in a society that worked this way, what would be the thing that you would offer for a trade? Like a skill, a lesson, crafts, a recipe you're really good at, really anything.
I mean, I actually took up knitting while we were shooting this movie.
It's a good one.
And I guess, if we were in the smoke or in a community like this, you need clothes. So I guess I could mend. I can also sew. And so maybe I'd knit little sweaters and trade that for things, little socks, gloves.
That's nice.
Yeah.
I love it.
I'll drive people around. I'll drive them.
I love that. That's the first thing you mentioned.
Do you drive a lot? Do you like driving?
I love to drive. It's nice. I find it to be nice, your time, your body. I feel the safest, for example, I trust myself as a driver more than anybody else.
You're actually a very good driver. I feel very safe with Joey behind the wheel.
I will say that. So I'll drive you wherever you want to go. I'll be the town Uber.
I love that.
I love it. I love the range of answers there. Joey, Brianne, thank you so much.
Wild. It was kind of unhinged, honestly.
it that way.
Okay, good.